Good morning, good morning, good morning. Wow, that music stopped pretty abruptly. Sorry about that. Welcome to the Good Servant Show, where Jesus is the center of our worship, right? And he deserves it. Because that's really our only hope. Not only our only hope, but he is our hope, right? It is our hope. And we can count on it. We could trust him. Like, there's going to be things that are going to happen that are going to be so unbelievable that I can't even fathom it, Leviticus chapter 20, verse 23, and ye shall not walk in the manners of the nation which I cast out before you, for they've committed all these things, and therefore I abhorred them. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, yes, Cindy, I mean, of course, John 3:16, right? I could have said that, right? God so loved the world, right? But the reality of it is that I wasn't really there to debate. I was just there to talk about maybe a couple things, my opinion on a couple things that doesn't really matter, right? And the main reason why I went there is because he's 18. You know, he's a young guy, 18, 19, something like that. And so I was hoping to reach his heart, but I don't think that I did. But you never know. You plant seeds. It wasn't my best day of knowing stuff. I was very tired, so um, it wasn't my great. Oh, okay. If you think that it was good, that's fine. I just wasn't going to get caught up in anything silly, anything like, come on, man. There's no fruit to talking about. If I want to have 20 wives or something like that, why are we talking about that? If you need to have 20 wives, right? If there's, that's what I tried to tell him. I said, yeah, if there's 8 people on the earth, right, and the survival of the species, right, is on you, right? Well, then, yeah, I guess it's your responsibility to be pregnant, and it'd be selfish not to, right? So that's an unfair thing, but it is what it is, right? But people don't want to look at all the variables and stuff, right? How many people are on Earth, or uh, how were people smarter and bigger back then? Things like that, right? Or they'll ask the wrong questions, instead of saying like, um, what's the template for me to get married, and the age of the bride or whatever, instead of questions like, what's the age of consent for um, they want to know the sexual age of consent, which is like, come on, man, you're asking the wrong questions. There's a template for marriage. Get married. If you want to do something, there's very, very little sex that's pleasing to God. So make sure you're doing it right. But I don't know. I don't know who's saved and who's not. I don't know. Hey, what's up, Show Me? How you doing? Hey, what's going on, Michigander? Yeah, yeah, yeah. But but what about like see, I wouldn't mind if the world was even reversed, where women were in control of everything. Like, that wouldn't bother me. I don't know why people get so caught up on stuff like that. I guess it's easy to say when it's not you, right? I don't know. I don't know how that feels, right? And it is what it is. But anyway, I went over there and had a talk with him, and I don't know. I was hoping that he would see that it wasn't so much what we knew about the word, it was our spirits, right? If you have a spirit that's kind of like a Pharisee that's trying to trap people, that's not the spirit you want. You want to have a spirit that's like forgiving and long suffering and full of love and wanting to build people up. That's what the Bible's for. You know, the Bible's made to help give us a moral authority and shape in our life. You know, to battle back and forth over who knows more. I mean, all these debate shows are the same. Everyone's way off on their doctrine, and to the point where I can't even discuss it. You know, and it's always a bunch of dudes. You know, you very rarely see a woman there, very rarely, and that's a sign that there's something's wrong. Something is way wrong. It says it's why I didn't bug or respond. You need to chat, my friend. It is important. So yeah, I didn't know that. I don't know how the chat. I don't chat in chat boxes that much, so I don't know. You know how important that is. But I know this, right? Like yesterday, like when I was trying to type on channels that were talking about the end times, all my comments would disappear, completely disappeared. You know, and so I don't know if they're erasing comments or doing whatever, you know. But is anybody like bursting with like information that like they need to like get it out of their system, or is there somebody that's dealing with something that's like real serious at this time? Because we are running out of time. Like we're running out of time to be playing games, you know. And not that we were, right, but like I mean, it could be as soon as today, or it could be a year from now. Well, see, that's the thing of Sasquatch, right? Is right? It felt like I was blocked, right? Because they disappeared, right? But then when I went back, they were there, but the guy wasn't getting them. Like I don't know, man. It was crazy. It was like not. It did disappear for me, but then they came back. And then the ones that came back that were from Grace, book of his grace. If he's here, I don't know, but I left him messages that disappeared and then they came back. That's the only one that I know where the person got the messages. And then and then Bubba was saying the same thing happened. Yeah, what's going on? What's going on, Michigander? You good? Like, do you need some time to talk about some stuff? Oh, who, me, Cindy? Oh, Daniel, you mean Clutch? I'll talk to Clutch if he wants to talk. I don't know what you're talking about, Cindy. And so, they then keep it multiplying the comments made. Oh, yeah. When I was trying to, when when I was trying to send you comments, they were like, it was looking like there was like 4 comments that were all the same, and they were multiplying like that, and then they would disappear, and then they'd come back. Very weird. Oh, you mean after I left last night, it got way crazy? I mean, I know they probably talked crap about me, because they probably could have cut me deeper. They're saving some fur for next time. They want to cut more fur off of me next time. But it's a waste of time, right? It's a waste of time. We got to be getting people to salvation. And I mean, they didn't mention the name Jesus one time. I didn't hear Jesus one time out of either of them. It really bothers me. It really bothers me because I mean, I said it as much as I could, right? Especially about salvation. We're only here because of what Jesus did on the cross. Oh yeah, dust the feet and keep. Yeah. You're right. You're right. I mean, it's just a hot topic for the day. I mean, normally you're right. If this was like a real scenario, I mean, it wouldn't be hard to walk away. I think the thing that made it hard was like I have an 18-year-old or a 19-year-old and a 22-year-old, and you know, if there was somebody out there that believed in God strong, I wouldn't want that person to give up on my kid. But you can only do so much. They gotta cooperate. Yeah, reflect and redirect. I mean, oh, that chat was all about saying that Jesus was God. Oh yeah. The ignorance there was astounding. Yeah, I mean, Hannah asked one question and they like ridiculed her and banned her or something like that. And if I would have known that, I would have left there. I wouldn't have let that slide. That's unbelievable to me. See, when I go to places like that, I don't watch the chat because I know that I will get involved in like my emotions, right? And so I don't watch the chat, but I'm sure that chat was against me the whole way, you know. But that doesn't matter, right? Because if you're connected to God, nothing matters. Nothing can beat you. Yeah, they lose it, man. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, they lose it, man. Well, I mean, you can't tell me that salvation is anything different than Jesus on the cross, right? Like, if you're telling me that you got to be reincarnated till the end and you got to be alive at the end times, you can't be saved if you're like, Adam or Eve or Moses or any of those people, right? They have to be reincarnated till now. Like, that's insane to me, man. I mean, that's being in the weeds, man. And I think the problem is that the main problem I think is when people think that we are Israel, right? The church did replace Israel, but we're not Israel because there's like Jesus and them, right? They are our root, right? As far as the church saints, but there's also a plan for Israel too that's separate, that's only for Israel. Salvation just for Israel, right? If the remnant chooses to run to the wilderness. And a lot of times they'll just take that little bit and say, okay, well, the Bible is only for a small amount of people. I think that's how people get caught up with this. Only 144,000 people get to go to heaven. I mean, that's insane. That's insane right there. They act like there's gonna be room, like there's gonna be no room in heaven or something, or like not like God can't handle all of us or something like that. I mean, it could be an infinite amount of people or whatever, right? Yeah, they want to argue the color of Jesus, right? I think it'd be exciting if if he was black and that was a good study, right? I would be excited to learn that. It's another conspiracy thing that would be great. And I don't deny that he's definitely darker than the pictures we see. And you know, definitely darker. But you're right. Yeah, we don't have skin in heaven, right? Although whatever Jesus is, I want to be that too. Like I want him to make me into whatever he is. Right, more like begging the question and thinking they have a monopoly on truth in the Bible. Right, right, right. Well, sometimes they read it like in a way that's not. Uh, you got to divide that book. You can't just read it in one chunk like that. Like you got to divide it out. And sometimes you could think that you were the wrong group, and then think that verses apply to you when they apply to somebody else in a different time. I mean, he was saying that there was a time where people are gonna not not witness and say, "Oh, you need to know Jesus." Well, it's because it was in the millennium when he's here, and everyone knows that he's here. Then you won't need to do that, right? But they were trying to make that sound like it was an applicable thing right now, and it's like, oh, I mean, I could have argued probably a little better and maybe sounded smarter, but it was that's so far gone that it's like I don't want to mess with that. That's too sticky, man. And plus, these guys know scripture. They'll probably shred me up, dude. There's always a way to like slide your own. Oh, it's I don't know. I used to think when I was a kid that everybody that had a Bible, right, had my best interest in mind, and they don't. You know, it's it's becoming now more often than not. When I see somebody with a Bible, they're it's more likely that they're trying to hurt me because they're using that Bible as some kind of credibility, right? Like as if they're hiding behind it, but really doing intentional things to hurt you. And I can't think of anything worse than that, other than teaching kids to come from a monkey. That's evil to me. Jesus was Middle Eastern, not black. Well, yeah, I mean, but who? You know what, AJ? If he was super dark, then oh well, whatever. It's like why would I care about that? I mean, I think it would be a cool thing to learn because it's different, right? It's like, oh wow, that is interesting. you know yeah, if you're using the Bible to exclude people from things, that's not good. Like the Bible should be used to like show people the truth and build them up, right? Give them an opportunity to be saved. No, you're right. You're right, AJ. No, you're right. You're right, AJ. I mean, who knows, right? And I'm starting to more and more. I don't know how you guys feel about it. I know a lot of people think Rome is the mystery Babylon, and I was of the belief at some point in my life that it was the United States. And if it is, it wouldn't be heartbreaking to me. But um, it's starting to look more and more like, if you read it literally, it's starting to look more and more like Jerusalem, only because there has to be a city, right? Like it wouldn't even be a physical location because it's just there's a certain group of people that own everything. They own all the commerce, everything, you know. And I think that there's going to be a war, right, between the beast, right, and the harlot, right, and the beast is going to take over for the harlot. Well, Cindy, I think it's exactly the way that you say it, except you add the physical city in it, right? Because you're like the way you're saying is there's no physical city, so it would be the way you're describing it, but just add one physical place. Only because that's where the blood of the saints is. That's where they pierced our Lord and Savior. I thought it could be Mecca. It could be. Well, you want to hear something really, really odd, right? You know how a lot of people in the Muslim religion, they go and they see like either Mecca or visit the Dome of the Rock, right? Well, what if that building that they're calling the Dome of the Rock isn't the Dome of the Rock? What if people making a trip to see the Dome of the Rock was people touching the dome of our Earth, right? Like going to Antarctica and touching the dome of the Earth, and it will declare His handiwork, right? You will know that God made it when you touch it. That would be so amazing to take a pilgrimage out there just once in your life to touch the dome, touch what separates you from God, you know? No offense, but only Americans think that. Right. Yeah, I see it felt right because of like all the commerce and all that stuff, right? And we kind of like lead like in, you entertainment and that kind of thing, right? But the more I think about it, the more it's just Amerocentric, you know? Well, listen to this, Kevin Michael. So since Jerusalem, right, is the mother of harlots, right? All these funky religions come out of there, right? Um, that the Catholic Church is just one thing that comes out of them. They're the biggest arm of that. So, I mean, absolutely, they have one of the biggest reaches either way, whether you want to call it that Babylon or whether you want to say it came out of Israel, right? Like, I think the mother of harlots means the mother of religions that are not of God. And the reason why I say that Israel's the harlot is because we're the bride, right? That's bride imagery, right? And they cheated on him, right? They rejected him, right? So they are the harlot. And so I think God will try to reconcile her, right? And bring back a small remnant. But yeah, I mean, you look at the imagery, right? Like, I don't know. That's the way I look at it. Because, like, how could they say that something new is the harlot, right? That, because God was with Israel, you know? I don't know. It's very hard to say, but you're right. The Vatican is 100% the Vatican's part of it. I mean, they're probably the lead dog, you know? Or it could be, yeah, sure, could be any of that, right? It could be any of that. And I think that some people, it's like their whole doctrine rides on whether it's a place here or there or whatever. But I know to just trust God's understanding, right? So, well, even though I study to try to know all this stuff, right? Um, I still have to lean on God's understanding because what I know is nothing, right? I can't possibly know everything perfect. So as it comes out and as I see it happening, I accept it, that this is the way God wants to do it. And I trust him, right? I think that's where faith comes in, right? I think to me, faith and trust are interchangeable, I trust him to save us, like I know that whatever it is that we're facing is too difficult and only he can help us. And that's what the story was probably meant to be from the beginning. Yeah, I mean, Kevin, we can name names all day long, right? So the harlot is the fake wife of God. Yeah, that's what I think, Cindy. But I mean, it is what it is, right? I think that because this one guy was reading it in he was reading it in Hebrew. I know it's written in Greek or something like that, or might even be some of that book was written in Hebrew. I'm not sure, but there's a Hebrew version of it on Unexpected Cosmology. I don't know if you guys have ever seen his channel. He's a pretty smart, educated guy. I mean, he gets into the Gnostic stuff too much probably, but he's a smart guy, right? And when they were reading about Mystery Babylon in Hebrew, right? It was uh, the woman had a secret on her forehead. It wasn't that it was some kind of secret place. It was that she had a secret, but it was written on her forehead. And so who knows, right? I mean, I don't know what that means. Yeah, I mean, and I thought it was the Vatican for a long time, and I'll tell you what, it wouldn't. I mean, that wouldn't so shock me either. But think about this: you're excluding the Queen, you're excluding all these people that are like have tons of say and money, and remember, after the rapture, the world will be jumbled significantly. It will look very different. Yes, Kevin. Yeah, I will. It'll be heartbreaking to watch, right? Um, yeah, I mean, I think that the world would be very different if we weren't here for sure. I mean, even just our personalities. Because, okay, everyone is not like us inside, right? Everyone doesn't feel pain for you. Like, there's no way I could call people idiots and all this stuff, right? Like they do over there, right? It would hurt. It would hurt my feelings to hurt your feelings. But what I'm learning is, right, in life is that like we are the oddball, right? Like to have empathy for other people is the extra thing that not everybody has. And some people don't have that as a part of them. And so I wonder if even just in the primal animal sense of it all, right? Once we're out of here, it's going to be like animals, you know? Yeah, Dubai, yeah. Oh man, I heard it. I heard there was going to be something called Chrislam or something. Oh, that is just that is just horrific. I mean, you don't think that's horrific? Yeah, I tell people they're morons. So yeah, see, that's the thing though. But I feel bad. I would feel bad to do that. I'm not saying that if you have a reason to do that, Cindy, then I'm not gonna judge you for that. It's not my job, right? But like for me, I wouldn't be able to do that. I mean, when people are barking at me, I don't even like. I still give people a chance after that too. Like I just can't get involved with that. You were unsubscribed. Who kept booting you? Somebody kept booting you? Oh, that's not good. Didn't know that the part of the world featured in iPad Go 2. Huh? What was up with iPad Go 2? Because I wanted to see a breakdown of that. Um, I don't know if you guys have seen the 2019 breakdown of the You know, the Economist magazine cover? That is insane. Yeah, Chrislam? Oh, no way, man. Ugh. Well, what about the Catholic Church? They're going to be part of this. AJ, don't let me forget that. Can you maybe send that to my Skype so that I could take a look at that? Because I don't want to miss I don't miss that. The Pope wants to baptize aliens. I mean, there's no aliens. I hate to say it to like all of my beautiful, wonderful friends that believe in, the ball earth and outer space. It's just not true. Like, there is no outer space, there is no ball earth, and it's not, there's not even really an argument for it. It's like not even a debate anymore. It's so one sidedly, obviously not a spinning ball. And like, it hurts me that there's people that have a hard time struggling with that. But I understand that it's very real, and I'm very sensitive to that. Like, I don't want to upset anybody's feelings. Kevin, what do you mean? Is it debunked totally? No, I mean the Earth is flat. I mean, there's absolutely. I mean, when you see like these debates, right, with flat earthers and ball earthers, I mean, they could be PhDs or whatever. Here's the thing: if you're like super smart about something, like say Narnia, right? You're very smart about Narnia, and they told you that Narnia was real, but you know all the details and all the characters, and you're like very smart. You're special, right? And then someone comes and tells you Narnia is not real. It's that's a big blow. And so, it is what it is. It's hard. There's no arguing it. It's just like a lot of people talk about Jesus, coming here, and like there's so much proof. I mean, like he died and came back to life. I mean, this is in front of many, many witnesses, right? These are things he did. Ascended to heaven on his own authority. Like, did all these miracles that filled up books. And it's how do you deny any of that, right? Like then how do you want me to believe that there was a George Washington that I've never met before in my life, and you just tell me he was in history, and I'm supposed to believe that? But I can't believe that Jesus was here, and there was way more proof. like no way, man. Like no way. It's just so crazy the stuff people will deny. Hey, Serious Truth, how you doing, Stacy? Oh, I did have a dream. No, I want to know if it was last night or the night before. You were in it briefly. You were in it briefly. You were like recovering from surgery. It was like very brief though. You were very briefly in it. And sometimes I'll do that when I see somebody, a couple times like in the chat. Sometimes I'll have dreams with them in it. And one of my worst dreams, man. Not worst, I won't say that. But I was watching one of Arwen shows, right? And I fell asleep. And in my dream, he was getting like, super chats and all this stuff, right? And it was real. All that stuff was really happening. That's crazy. I dreamt about watching the show while I was listening to the show. But it is what it is. Yeah, I'm so glad you're here, Stacy. I haven't seen I mean I have, but I haven't. I haven't seen Lady Love in a long time. Like I mean I did go over, pop over and say hi, right? But like I think she changed her name on her thing and it's all different now, I guess. Your dreams are jumbles of what you saw or heard in your day. Oh, I didn't know that, Cindy. I didn't know that because sometimes I'll have dreams about like, you know, bigger things like the earth and all that. Like I had a dream one time that like, oh, I shouldn't talk about it on this channel. I will. Okay. I had a dream that like Mexico and Canada were defeating America. Like they took over the Golden Gate Bridge, everything. Like, and that we had like two presidents. It was Trump and it was Biden, and like people were split in who they would follow, almost like a civil war type thing, you know. But we were getting beat bad. I mean, there was it would have been hard to join the fight. You're right. Her thing was called like karmatically correct or something like that. Now, I don't believe in karma, but I do believe in you reap what you sow. So that's kind of like karma. That's like the original, the original karma, right? You reap what you sow. So that idea is definitely real, right? Cindy, no diapers were harmed in the making of my comment, and I can relate. Yeah. No, you better stop. You better stop, AJM. I should ban you for that. You know what? I should ban you and make you email me and explain what you meant by that. Yeah. Well, yeah, you're right, Sasquatch. I mean, who knows, right? Who knows anymore what's real? Well, what's weird is I haven't smoked since like, 2012, something like that. Like probably 10 years I haven't smoked a cigarette. And in my dreams, I'm still a smoker. Like it's still very natural for me to be a smoker. So it's weird. It's just weird, you know? Yeah. I'll be hitting the Dusty Trail in about 8 or 9 minutes. We and Steven used to tease. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. But I mean, okay. So to be honest, I'm not really one for jokes and picking on people. I don't do that kind of thing. But there are people that really make it impossible not to mention something like that. But it's probably for if I was doing stuff, I'd want people to tell me what I was doing so I could change. Canada's 44. Oh, okay. Oh, wow. I didn't know that. I didn't know that. Sasquatch. No, I don't know what's going to happen to America. Who knows, right? I just know that kingdoms don't last forever. And if all this stuff doesn't lead to a rapture or to the end times, then I mean, America's not going to last very long. It's going to get exponentially worse. I mean, it's already crossed the line of what we should be tolerating. I mean, their definition of abortion is murder. I mean, after somebody's born is just. I mean, I know I mentioned that a lot, but I mean that's a line that is crossed that is very, very disturbing to me. Oh, I'm still a moderator on your channel? Who got blocked? You got blocked, Michigan. Am I blocked over there? Sasquatch, did you block me again? I want to be a moderator if I could be one over there. It doesn't matter. I mean, I know I don't give out any wrenches here. But, you know, it's always problems if I do that. I just kind of rotate them now so everyone can kind of get them. But if they come to the show every day, you know, I don't mind doing that. I forget who has it now. I think it's Alex and Hannah, I think, has one. I can't remember who has one. I can't even see who has one. But it's like I can't even go one show without talking about those wrenches. It's my fault. Oh, okay, cool. So I'm not blocked. Oh, that's cool. Oh, yeah, that makes me happy. That makes me feel happy. Maybe I'll go over there. Yeah, Hannah's got one. Yeah. Oh, you blocked one person? Oh, yeah. I know who that is, right? Um, yeah. History repeats itself. Who are you? Well, I'll tell you what. We went through some crazy stuff. We went through probably the worst trolling, section of people that. I mean, it was pretty crazy, wasn't it? People just trolling for no reason. Kevin Michael, that IPG is wild. So many deep symbolism. So wild to see the videos of people finding the wild. So yeah, oh yeah, it's so amazing. But anyway, alrighty guys, I'm gonna hit the old dusty trail, and I gotta get my mornings back on track again. I'm thinking about changing the times again. Could you just type a one if moving the times later would be good for you, or a two if earlier is better? One if moving both shows later, like an hour or two, and two if earlier is better. Because I want to make sure that you guys come to the show, be able to make it. See, nobody's voting. Okay. Well, there we go. See, that's a one right there. Well, I guess I'll put a poll out then if nobody's gonna, because I like that's part of it. I mean, of course I'm gonna pray about it, but part of it is what you guys. Okay, Hannah, I need to. Yeah, you're right. I gotta pray about it. Well, I mean, if I can have the show the way I want it with the right people on it, like and make it permanent like that, then I would just go down to one show because I would know that that show would be good enough. I would double the time. Alrighty, guys. Well, it's time to hit that old dusty trail. Kicking the dust, right, is the hardest thing for me to do. So I always try to remind myself that at some point, you gotta let go, even if it's hard. But the best part of this whole thing is that we can praise Jesus for his sacrifice and his grace and give all the glory to God because he deserves it. And we can pray for the kids. We can pray for anyone being victimized out there. We can pray for each other because it's important. And I will see you guys, Lord willing, tonight at, I would say, 4 p.m.